How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're in a battle versus Bradger from the Discord server in the OU tier. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It is the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There is a link in the description down below. And looking at the team, they've got a very much a Sun team with all three of the Legendary Beast Paradox Pokemon. Venusaur, which is a friend, and El Creamy with a Torkoal. Pretty cool stuff, So, I'm leaning towards the Swampert lead, because I feel like it does really well against their team, except from the Venusaur, obviously. So I'm going to lead with Swampert, and then we can maybe be able to get some like Earthquake shenanigans going off with the Torkoal, because their team is very weak to ground. So Swampert seems like it's going to be really important this game. So let's see how it goes. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Bradger. So they're going to lead off with Torkoal as expected. To get that sun up, we lead off with Swampert, old Muddy over here. Not a bad start. I would stay here and go for an Earthquake, but obviously there is a chance that they have Solar Beam. So I am going to flip turn on this Torkoal real quick, because they may switch out into Venusaur. We do go for a flip turn, and that's going to do some nice little bit of chip damage to the Torkoal. Now, we can probably expect a Stealth Rocks here, or a Solar Beam, one of the two. Or a Will-O-Wisp for that matter. You know, it's either or. So I'm leaning towards the Ampharos switch. I think Ampharos is a very good switch here. And if we've got any opportunity to go for a Power Meteor Beam, Power Herb Meteor Beam, then it's now. So they do go for a Stealth Rocks, which is great. I am tempted to stay in and go for, because they haven't got a ground type on the team. So I am tempted to stay in and go for a Thunderbolt or a Meteor Beam right now. I think I'm going to go with the Meteor Beam option, because they don't really have a good switch in, as they are actually going to let their Torkoal go down right now. Obviously not expecting the Meteor Beam. Watch us miss. Watch us miss this tag. Just please don't miss. There we go. We don't miss, which is nice. Ampharos is easily going to take out this Torkoal now. As down it goes, which is fantastic. Ampharos coming through right now, and it's a +1 attack. Special attack, sorry. And nothing can really switch in on it. So El Cream is probably the best option, or Gouging Fire with the Earthquake, to be honest with you. So they're going to bring in Kush, which is going to be the Venusaur. Interesting choice. So we can definitely take a hit from this thing and go for a Dragon Pulse if we want to. We can even Terra Dragon if we wanted to. What I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to go for a regular Dragon Pulse, because we're still neutral. Earth Power. Okay, we should still be able to take this. We can take that, no problem. Does get a special defense drop, which is unfortunate. And they are proving to be Life Orb. It's nice and shiny as well. Gotta love it. We go for a +1 Dragon Pulse, and it's going to do over half, which is great. Now we can expect the Earth Power, but they may have Weather Ball, so I have to be careful with my Corviknight here. In fact, I don't think I can afford anything else. I don't think Ampharos is doing much else for us anyway, so we'll just let it go down to an Earth Power. May as well. I could have gone Corviknight, but they just Weather Ball me, and I don't really have a good way of dealing with his Venusaur, to be honest with you. Venusaur's not really a common Pokemon in OU, and I kind of build my teams for OU, so it's like, what do I do? I think the best thing we can go for here is going to be the Volcarona, because Volcarona is neutral to Earth Power, Weather Ball, resistant to Grass, and neutral to Poison, so we should be alright here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Bug Buzz, just because they may switch into Walking Wake here. So I think Bug Buzz is the best thing to go for. They don't. They stay in Sludge Bomb, doing over 50% to us, and it doesn't poison us, which is nice, as Bug Buzz is definitely going to take out that Venusaur. So Venusaur was a threat, but not anymore. Looking good though, Venusaur. Shiny Venusaur actually looks pretty good now with its new model and stuff. The Harsh Sunlight does fade though, which is going to nullify their Paradox Pokemon's Photosynthesis, unless of course they've got Booster Energy on them. In comes the Walking Wake. Now we know this thing outspeeds Volcarona, but what's our switch in? Probably, I would say maybe Swamperts, because of the Assault Vest. But I feel like they go straight for Hydro Steam, right? So I feel like we go either Meowscarada or Sylveon. Meowscarada's not doing too much for us this game, so we can risk it with the Meowscarada. And if we can pull off a knockoff, then that'd be just great. Or a Flower Trick, whichever. So we're going to Houdinette. The Meowscarada, nice and powerful. Point Stones are going to dig in. And they go for a Flamethrower, expecting the switch. Oh, nice play by my opponents there. Nice play by my opponent. To be fair, Flamethrower wouldn't have KO'd my Volcarona either, which is mad. Now I'm going to go into my Swampert. Now you're probably thinking you could also go in Sylveon here, but Sylveon invites in the Gouging Fire, and we don't want that thing to set up a Dragon Dance on us. Whereas Swampert's Earthquake is very much good here. So we go for an Earthquake. They go for a Flamethrower. They're staying in, and it's going to bounce right off us, but it might burn us. Doesn't burn us, which is great. Earthquake comes through. Should do, yeah, 50% to the walking weight. Let's go for another earthquake real quick. That's all we really need to do. They withdraw the walking weight, though I'm guessing they're choice specs or choice scarfed. So they go into cream 3.14. I have no idea what that nickname means, but we go for an EQ, and that's going to definitely do a lot of damage. Not as much as I would have liked it to. They don't have a grass type move, I don't think, but just to be safe, I'm going to go into my Volcarona real quick. So we'll bring Volcarona in. Like so. You're in charge, Mothra. I love the way the character says stuff like that. So they go for an acid armor, which is terrifying. Because now their defenses are going to raise. Now I go for a Quiver Dance here. I could potentially do a lot of damage to their team with the Quiver Dance in Volcarona, to be fair. So we go for a Quiver Dance like so. And that's going to boost our special attack, special defense, and speed. Which means we will at least be able to take out this Alcremie. Like so. As they go for an Alluring Voice, which is an interesting fairy type move, which basically if you get a stat boost on the turn that it's used, you get confused. So that's a really interesting turn of events right there. So I'm going to try and get a Fiery Dance off, but I feel like I'm going to hit myself in confusion here, and the Alcremie is going to sweep my entire team. They withdraw the cream, and they're going to go into the walking weight. Yes, walking weight comes in. I said that a bit preemptively then. I'm going to have that guy accuse me of not doing live commentary again. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get a Fiery Dance off, which is nice. And that's going to do diddly squat to the walking wake. But if they are choice scarf, like I believe they might be, let's go for a Bug Buzz. There's no reason not to. Are we going to get fully confused? Please don't. Please don't. We don't. We get the Bug Buzz off, which is great. The walking weight goes down. Absolutely fantastic work from the walking wake. So, from the Volcarona, sorry. So Volcarona's looking good right now. Looking real good right now. Looking real good. So in comes Caliente, which is going to be the a gouging fire. Now, am I confident that Terra Ground, Terra Blast +2 is going to take out this gouging fire? Not particularly. Is there anything else I can do? I don't want it to stop a Dragon Dance. That's the thing. I guess I do have to Terra here. So let's go for the Terra Ground, Terra Blast. They're definitely not expecting the Terra Ground. I've found Terra Ground on this Volcarona actually does wonders. Absolutely wonderful stuff. I just hope we can snap out of confusion, because otherwise we've wasted our Terra here. Which would be very bad. Very, very bad. Let's see if we can pull through here. We get confused. Are we going to snap fire? Come on, come on, come on, come on. We get through the confusion. Able to pull off a Terra Blast, which is amazing. And that should KO the gouging fire, right? Yes, it does. Absolutely fantastic. Gouging fire is gone for good. And they still haven't Terra'd yet. So they could easily Terra Raikou into a flying type if they wanted to. And that would definitely hurt our... Wow, that name. Wow, I'm not going to say it, but wow. Wow. Okay, anyway, let's go for a Terra Blast. They may Terastalize their Raging Bolt. And Raging Bolt's a pretty... tricky Pokemon to deal with. So Raging Bolt comes through, and it's going to Terra Fairy, which is a solid Terra choice for a Raging Bolt, I will say. It's a very solid choice, because now this Terra Blast, we may not even break through confusion. We may not even break through confusion. We do though, which is great. That confusion had nothing on my Volcarona. Let's see how much Terra Blast does at +2. It's not enough to KO, as they're able to go for a Dragon Pulse, which probably will KO us. Oh, we live in! Volcarona coming through right now. Volcarona coming through, and they are leftovers, not Protosynthesis, so that's awesome. Let's go for a Terra Blast real quick. We do snap out of confusion, which is great. Terra Blast comes through. And then that is going to be not the game necessarily, because that Alcremie is probably specially defensive. I just don't know what Alcremie can do to us. If they can come back with Alcremie, that's going to be something else. That's definitely going to be something else if they can come back with Alcremie. For reals, that's going to be something else. 100%. So, in comes the Alcremie. That thing is a specially defensive monster. I'm going to go for a Fiery Dance because, I don't know, I think Fiery Dance or Terra Blast would do either way. Fiery Dance comes through. We are able to take out the Alcremie. That cake is officially burnt. And that is going to be the GG. So GG, Bradgo. That was a pretty fun one. Volcarona popped off big time again. Definitely popped off. But anyway, here is the team. Try it out if you want to. Use the code at the top right corner of the screen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.